Welcome to a film review of American Animals. This film is about a heist that's pretty hard to believe yet actually happened, that was done by a bunch of college students. We've all done stupid things when we were in college, right? Well, unless you were boring like me, but one thing that isn't boring is this film, which is really entertaining, expertly made, and has a bit of a meta twist to it. The college lads that actually committed this heist actually appear in the film, giving some documentary interviews just to clarify on some of the details that went on during this heist as you see its dramatization throughout the film. However, these interviews are just used for a little bit of punctuation throughout the story, and they don't interrupt this film too much. As fun and as inventive as it was to see this sort of thing, it did make me kind of wonder why exactly they were doing this throughout the film, and you do get a sense of this why at the end of the film, when you kind of get an idea of the various stories and anecdotes that are coming from these four men that committed this heist. So it's revealed that a lot of the story that you've been seeing is coming from different perspectives. What we're seeing in this film is the lead up to the heist, the planning of it, and then its execution itself. Because of the writing and the acting, and the often confident and sometimes quirky directing, it all makes watching this heist and its preparation entirely entertaining and thoroughly engaging. But throughout all this, we're getting an understanding of the motivation behind this heist, and the reason for it simply being that these young college kids are trying to get some sort of much needed excitement in their lives. I think this is a bit too on the nose at the start of the film, with too many mini speeches from these kids about how lacking their lives are, even though they're middle to upper class. But these kind of speeches thankfully stop, and we start to get a bit more sense of where they're coming from, more in between the lines rather than directly. I get the feeling that some people may dismiss these characters because of their stupidity, and I would agree that there is some stupidity to them, but I think along with that stupidity comes their ambition, and it's fun to watch their ambition grow and develop throughout the film. And they're not portrayed as detached or amoral like a number of other recent youths committing crimes films. There's also a satisfaction in watching them try to uphold a moral center and humanity as they go about with this crazy crime. Apart from some of that dialogue early on in the film that's obviously spelling out the thematic center of the film, I thought this was a really entertaining and really enjoyable film to watch, and an absolutely worthy and refreshing entry into the heist subgenre. American Animals feels like a really great crowd pleaser. I'm sure a lot of people are going to love it and find it just as entertaining as I did. And I predict that it's going to be one of those films that can stand along all the other ones that the film buffs initially say is good, but then change their minds and say it sucks when it starts to get really popular. And that's my review. Go away.